Hello.
We're venturing into the uncharted territory of the past, where the truth is so unsettling, it's been deliberately concealed from the academic spotlight. As we delve into the forbidden side of history, we're uncovering that will shatter your perceptions of bygone eras. Prepare to confront the secrets that have been systematically suppressed, and get ready to reevaluate everything you thought you knew about the past. The veil of secrecy is lifting, and the truth is revealing itself now. Fidel Castro, a life of survival. Fidel Castro, the former leader of Cuba, faced many attempts on his life. Cuban officials say he survived over 600 plots, although this number is hard to confirm. Still, it shows how well he could protect himself. Castro was always in danger. He faced threats from the US government, the mafia, and Cubans who opposed him. His enemies tried to kill him in many ways, but Castro was always one step ahead. The CIA and mafia worked together to try and kill Castro. They planned to poison him, blow him up during a speech, and even put deadly botulism in his diving suit. But Castro was lucky and clever, and he always escaped. Castro became known for cheating death at a young age. He was reported dead twice, but he came back both times and continued fighting for his cause. This made him seem invincible. When Castro took power, he made some enemies. He took over American businesses, worked with the Soviet Union, and forced some Cubans to leave their homes. But he didn't back down. Despite the dangers, Castro stayed committed to his goals. He lived a life with purpose, driven by his vision for Cuba. His legacy is complex, but he was a man who wouldn't give up. Fidel Castro's death in 2016 marked the end of an era, closing a chapter in history that was marked by revolution, controversy, and resilience. His legacy is complex and multifaceted, with some hailing him as a hero and others condemning him as a dictator. However, one thing is undeniable: his impact on Cuba and the world is still felt today. Castro's survival of over 600 attempts on his life is a testament to his strength and determination. He lived a life that was constantly under threat, yet he never wavered in his commitment to his cause. His ability to outsmart and outmaneuver his enemies earned him a reputation as a master of survival. As Cuba moves forward, Castro's legacy continues to shape the island nation. His revolution brought about significant social and economic changes, including the establishment of a socialist government and the nationalization of industries. While his rule was marked by human rights abuses and economic struggles, it also brought about significant improvements in healthcare and education. Castro's impact extends beyond Cuba's borders as well. He was a key player in the Cold War, aligning with the Soviet Union and becoming a thorn in the side of the United States. His support for leftist movements around the world made him a hero to some and a villain to others. In the end, Fidel Castro's life was a testament to the power of conviction and determination. Love him or hate him, his impact on history is undeniable. His legacy will continue to be debated and discussed for generations to come, a reminder of the complex and often controversial nature of the man who survived over 600 attempts on his life. A violent split, the birth of India and Pakistan. In 1947, the British Indian Empire was divided into two countries, India and Pakistan. This split was very violent and happened along religious lines. Millions of people had to leave their homes to find safety. Imagine the chaos. Hindus, Sikhs, and Muslims, who had lived together for centuries, were now trying to avoid being stuck on the wrong side of the border. When the new borders were announced, violence broke out. People were scared, and no one knew what would happen next. Riots happened in cities and villages, and many terrible things were done. Even trains carrying refugees were attacked, and many people died. Between 200,000 to 2 million people lost their lives, and 14 million were forced to leave their homes. Families were separated, and many never saw their loved ones again. This was not a normal move. It was a violent event that destroyed lives and families. The decision to divide the land seemed rushed and poorly planned, ignoring the complex relationships between different communities. The British government had not thought about how to handle the massive migration of people, leading to even more suffering. As we learn more about this difficult time, we see the sad results of division and the strength of the human spirit. We also see the importance of understanding and respecting each other's differences. The Inu War, a strange but true story. In 1932, Australia faced an unexpected crisis. Emus, large flightless birds, were ravaging crops in Western Australia, causing distress for farmers. The government deployed soldiers armed with machine guns to contain the situation, but the emus proved to be formidable opponents. The emus were migrating to the coast in search of food and water, exacerbating the already dire situation for farmers struggling to cope with the Great Depression. Desperate for a solution, the government sent in the military, but the operation was fraught with challenges. The emus were incredibly fast, agile, and resilient, making them difficult to defeat. Despite the obstacles, the military persisted, killing hundreds of emus. However, the birds continued to thrive, and the conflict gained national attention. Australians were astonished and outraged by the seemingly endless battle between the military and the emus. As the conflict dragged on, the government eventually withdrew the military, conceding defeat to the emus. Although the emus emerged victorious, the conflict had a lasting impact on Australia. It led to the development of specialized fencing to protect farms from emus and highlighted the significance of adapting to unexpected challenges. Join us as we delve deeper into this fascinating chapter in Australian history, exploring the remarkable story of the Inu War and the valuable lessons it imparted about perseverance, resilience, and the unpredictable nature of the natural world. A deadly mistake. The U.S. government's poisonous plan. In 1926, the U.S. government tried to stop people from drinking alcohol during Prohibition. They added toxic substances to alcohol, thinking it would keep people away. But this noble experiment went horribly wrong. The government made alcohol more poisonous by adding more methanol and other deadly chemicals like benzene and mercury. But instead of stopping people from drinking, it made them more determined to get alcohol, even if it meant risking their lives. Many people died from drinking the poisoned alcohol. In 1927, 41 people died at a hospital in New York City alone. And by the time Prohibition ended in 1933, around 10,000 people had died from the government's poisonous plan. This tragic event shows that even good intentions can lead to terrible consequences. The noble experiment was a dark time in American history, and its effects are still remembered today. The government's actions not only caused harm but also created a culture of bootlegging and organized crime. The poisonous alcohol also had long-term effects on people's health, causing permanent damage to their bodies. The noble experiment serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of government overreach and the importance of considering the unintended consequences of our actions. It's a reminder that even with the best intentions, we can still make grave mistakes that have lasting impacts. The mysterious dancing plague of 1518. In 1518, something strange happened in Strasbourg. A woman named Madame Trophy started dancing in the street without any reason. Soon, others joined her, and a large group of people were dancing uncontrollably. The authorities were worried and didn't know what to do. They tried some unusual treatments, like playing music for the dancers and using bloodletting, but nothing worked. Finally, they took the dancers out of the city, and the strange dancing stopped. This wasn't the only time something like this happened. There were similar events in France, Belgium, and Madagascar. Scientists were puzzled and thought that maybe the dancers had eaten something poisonous, like a fungus called ergot, which can affect the mind. As the days passed, the dancers continued to twirl and spin, their bodies moving to an unheard rhythm. The streets were filled with the sound of laughter and music, but beneath the surface, a sense of unease settled over the city. No one knew what was causing the dancing or how to stop it. Theories abounded, from curses and hexes to contagious madness. But one thing was certain: the dancing plague of 1518 was a strange and terrifying phenomena that would be remembered for centuries to come. If you liked the video, please click the bell icon to get updates on new videos. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel for more interesting stories. Share this video with your friends and family to share the fun. See you next time. Stay curious and keep exploring.